Greetings, gamers! Welcome back to another FC Andorra Road to Glory episode with me, Johnny. Access Euphoria. Now then, chappies, we've only gone and bloody done it. We've only gone and won the freaking league. Now, it wasn't an easy end to the season. This sort of spell had me a little bit worried for a second. We did lose a couple of games and then draw, but we managed to pick back up. Now, I think there's mostly due to the fact that we had a massive injury issue. We lost both our first choice strikers, Kuntermetskov and Marquez, were both out for about 4 weeks-ish. We also had a couple other injuries as well, suspensions. So we've had a bit of a tough time since we last met, which we met for the Mallorca 2-1 and Almeria 3-0. We beat Gymnastic 1-0, Marquez with the goal there. We then lost to Espanyol, Kuntermetskov and Neiva with the goals, and you can already see that last game was where we lost, or around that area is where we lost Marquez, and then after this we lose Kuntermetskov as well, and basically it was down to Kristovic and Andre, who struggled at first, but they did come into it a little bit. So we had a 2-1 defeat to Huesca at home, a little bit of an annoying one, but we took the lead and then kind of threw it away a bit. If you look at this one, 97th minute loss. Gut-wrenching. We then played AD Alcaron, who I think was like bottom of the league or something. 3-3, not the most ideal of games. And again, 87th minute. Late goals for us conceded is a bit of a worry. We did have a missed penalty not own goal rather, sorry. Which was Naven, so then he wasn't having the greatest of games. It was just kind of one of those things, especially when it's the first minute. Pontevedra, 4-1 then. We did bounce back, and as you can see, Kristovic Andre started to come good and sort of banging a few goals. You can see he got one there as well. But Tommy Doyle, Kristovic, Hilmar and Andre there. I think that one secured us promotion. No, actually it was this one here. So no, we then had a 3-0. Marquez back in the side, hat-trick. Excellent stuff from him. That secured us promotion. And then because there was a 6-point gap, I think on something like that, basically this one here secured us the title. So we have won the second division title. Honestly, didn't expect this, but I kind of felt like we'd do reasonable. And more so after we did a few deals, I think we did quite well at the goalkeeper and things like that, and I kind of want to see how we do for the first few games and whether we'd settle into this division or not. And when we did, I really felt actually we might do all right. We might maybe sneak in the playoffs or just finish outside. But then when we just kept on the run of form that obviously we've been on, especially at the start of the season, it was just incredible. And like this middle section here, woo! With all like the cup games, wow, that was brilliant as well. And obviously, we had a little mini sort of spell around about the couple of hammerings we had, and a couple of little defeats cropped into our play, and a bit of, you see, goals conceded cropped up as well. But overall, done pretty well. Now, I don't want to spell on too much. In terms of a few transfer things, and I will show you a couple of ones that I'm already sort of doing or on with. So this was with a player that I spoke about in the last episode, saying we had a deal lined up. Basically, the only contract expiry under 23 player that reasonably would look good and that would join us. There's a couple of us that I'm looking at that still won't join us, even though we are now promoted. Or actually, there's one that will now, but they want too much money. And then there's one that still won't. So there's a couple I'm still got irons in the fire and all that jazz, but this guy would. Now, I've used him before with Celtic series, like way back when, like my first series, I think, on FM. He's a really good, solid player, and I think he'd be really, really good for us, to be honest. He had a season out on loan last year in the Eredivisie with PSV, even played in continental competitions, so I think he'd be solid. I think he'll probably be like a good few £1 million as well, but he's, I think, going to be a massive upgrade on Neiva and Hilmar. So I think generally we just need, Hilmar's going to let him go at contract expiry. He's a third tier player that's kind of just been overused realistically this season, but it's still done all right for us. And I want to try and maybe bring in like someone to back up later, maybe a young prospect, or just a lone player that can just come in when needed. And we do pick up quite a few injuries, so I do want to pick up like a solid backup option. Two other deals that I'm looking at. Javier Montero, he's one I'm massively looking to try and do. I will show you the budgets we've got in a second, but this guy, we've got an offer in for him, and he just looks like a really, really solid player, to be honest. Spanish centre-back Javier Montero from Atletico Madrid. Contract expires sort of next year, so if we can't do it and no one else comes in for him, that could be an option. Maybe try and loan him with the potential to sort of sign him permanent next year. That's the other thing I'm sort of debating. Basically, he wants about 23 grand, which is his current wage, but we can only offer to a max of 11.5 currently, which isn't great. So I had to sort of pull away from one deal, wait about a week or whatever it was, do a new offer, but this time I got basically there's an option at the bottom when it comes up, and Big Powell, I could basically leave it to Big Powell to sort out. So I've left it to him this time, and let's see if he can do it. He's literally offered our max again, but he is considering it. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Big Powell's got the nuance to ream this player in, but if we can sign him on a permanent, that'd be beautiful for that price. If not, like I say, my backup option is try and get him on loan. But the thing is, if anyone else puts any transfer bids, that'll supersede the loan. So we'll see how it goes. The other thing I'm doing is trying to sign Nikola Kristovic, our backup striker, just to be literally a backup striker. They don't want much for him, and he still has potential in him. So I kind of feel like it's not a bad option for us realistically to go down as a fourth choice striker. Not going to get loads of game time, but can be there and is reasonably solid actually when you look at his stats for a kind of fourth choice striker. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. I've done a few contracts and little bits like that, trying to sort of shore up some of the ones that we do want to keep for the long term. But yeah, let's have a look at the budget then. So this is what we got. Board setting the initial budgets. We've got a wage budget of 165,000, which is beautiful, up from about 80, so doubled it, and £10 million transfer kitty. So clearly shows that we're going to get some big money, I'm guessing, TV revenue for the Spanish leagues. Projection-wise, we are down to have a profit of 7.82 million, which is rising. So hopefully it's going to be very, 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 very good for us. Now, we'll see how it actually goes when we get into the season. If we are making money over fist, then upgrading the facilities is a major thing. But if we're not, then I'm going to concentrate on trying to improve the squad so that we stay in the division and become competitive in the top flight. And then we'll probably have a couple of seasons sort of consolidation where we push for Europe. And then I'll look to try and massively upgrade facilities and that kind of thing. So that's kind of the update on our situation. Now then, let's play the last couple of games of the campaign, and then we'll probably look at some of the awards and stuff like that. So our lineup then is going to be Muric in goal, Allende, Garcia and Primi, More, Hilmar, Monachu, Rico, Doyle, Kristovic and Marquez with a decently strong bench. Kuntamechkov is back into it now, but I'm going to stick with Kristovic because he's actually in a bit of form, so I might as well give the guy a chance. Otherwise, tactical tweakage. Only things I've changed on this new variant is I've got both the strikers up. I've put the wing backs to shoot less often. Actually, I tried that. I've put it back again because it's seemed to make it worse, I feel like. So I've kept him on that, actually. But we've gone back to sort of the offside trap because I tried it without that for a little bit. What else do we do? Work the ball into boxes back on. So we're kind of back to the standard thing, except I've swapped around the defenders so that there's only one cover in the centre. Because I was kind of thinking that when we do concede from them kind of through balls, it tends to go through the centre rather than out wide. So I've tried to flip it round to the normal defenders outside, cover in the middle, to hopefully they're sort of going backwards, ready to cover them through balls. I've not seen enough of it yet because I've only made the change like a game or so ago. So I've not seen enough of it to know if it's definite yet, but we'll keep an eye out in the next couple of games, see if we can see if it's working or not. But otherwise, that's the only kind of tactical tweaks at the minute. Right then, boys, encourage the team. Let's go. So obviously kind of two dead rubber games, but I think we are chasing some like records for like points tallies and things like that. I think we've set our record points tally for like Andorra, so there's things like that we are kind of pushing for. So they are important in a way. And yeah, so hopefully we can do two good performances for you guys to watch and see out our second division, our unexpected second division win. Oh, that was poor. Mora, what are you doing there, son? What are you doing? Don't be doing that. Good save from Muric though to keep the goal out after the pretty poor Mora effort there. But yeah, Mora is one of those getting a new deal. I think he's a solid right back. Hornblower giving him a new deal. Obviously, he's a young prospect. Oh, that's poor again, but we do get away with it. It's a good ball down for Kristovic. Obviously, first time you guys have probably seen him this season, but Kristovic going right down to the byline and then just shoots needlessly in the end. Yeah, I don't think you've really seen him that much this year. So obviously we've had the other two main guys up there, or Andre covering it when required, but Hilmar coming in, ball comes in, defended, Monachu puts the ball back in, goes all the way to Hilmar, he crosses it again, Mora cuts it down, Rico shoots and scores inside the box, 4th goal of the season, Danny Mora with the assist. We'll let him go for that early little bit of dodgy defending, seeing as he's got the assist here, lays it on a plate for him, just swings the peg in, and off we go. Now, one thing I've been debating by is this sort of tactic in terms of they do seem to get quite obviously deep and cross the balls in, and even when it was set to cross early, they still would get to the byline and cross and things like that. And they are kind of set to do that, but on previous FMs, even though you were set to byline, they'd still do it at a reasonable point, even if it was earlier. We'll see what this corner does first before I finish my little speech there, but looks like it's going to get defended and cleared, so yep. But one thing I've noticed is when they are down there, the balls are kind of quite looped in. Oh, we're taking risks at the back here, guys. Just get rid. I don't want to see us do some mistakes. Actually, we've played out of that quite well. We're streaming forwards here, guys. Mora going forwards. Goes for the shot. Probably shouldn't have done. Probably should have passed that. But yeah, I've been debating maybe we just need some kind of like target men up front rather than pure advanced forwards. Because, you know, the crosses that they're doing, you're generally getting marked by other players, and that's hence why a lot of times it gets cleared, and then you kind of score from the sort of deeper reboundy sort of position. We'll encourage him again, get back out there for the second half. So I have been debating whether maybe to go down the route of target men, so that they're kind of big and strong, and they can maybe win some of these headers that are getting from the crosses put in. Not certain, but we'll see. It's just a thought that's kind of in my mind. I want to sort of see how we go next year, though. But it's going to be... The thing is, it's hard to sort of judge... Oh, hang on. Will he make it? Will he make it? Will he make it? Oh, he does. Marquez is through here. Marquez, 1-on-1. Oh, good save from the keeper, Carlos. But good run from Marquez there. We'll go for a demand more. And yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. Not too many subs I can realistically bring on, really. But Marquez struggling, so we'll bring Kuntimetskov on for him. Kristovic is playing a decent game, so we'll leave him on. Hilmar, we don't have anyone for him. Primi's struggling a little bit, so we might bring Sturridge on for him. We'll go with that. Right, let's see if we can get a second goal, though, guys, because it's still just 1-0. Would like a bit of breathing space here. Oh, and that is why, because, oh, guys, that is... We are obviously set to play out of defence, but, I mean, it's just poor. I mean, like, just why don't you just tap it to the goalkeeper? Like, when he first got a touch, he was under pressure, just put it to the keeper, or just smack it clear. I think sometimes FM is quite literal in that it's like, oh, you must play out defence every time. You can never just long ball that. Certain occasions, you're going to just boot that out of play or kick it long. Jesus Christ. If that had gone in, guys, I'd have cried. That was disgraceful. That was really bad. Oh, dear. Right. Not the end to the hat. Not end that was what I really want in here, but Kuntimetskov. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's a good bit of play from Kuntimetskov there. Showing why we missed him over that kind of couple of defeats there. 14th goal of the season. Good little pick up from Sturridge, the sub. Finds the other sub. And he dives in straight, hard and low, past the keeper. 2-1. And that I'm about to say that should be the game, but there's a few minutes here. Highlight with a few minutes to go, and it's in our defence. That's always a worry. But we've headed that down nicely. Good bit of play. Mora, 1-on-1. Mora with the goal. Danny Mora, 7th goal of the season. Kuntimetskov with the assist on that one. So he's come on and got an assist and a goal. That's not a bad introduction for a sub-striker, that is it. But really good bit of play from him. And yeah, Danny's definitely going to be our first choice next year, unless anyone comes up. But so far has not been a ton of options out there. Geez, that were close. For players, there's only been really a few that have come up. It seems to be a bit of a quiet time Not a lot of contracts expiring. Not too many getting transfer listed. Ooh, good cutback. Oh, Rico should be scoring that one. Should be scoring that. A lot of highlights towards the end of this game. Ooh, Doyle even going close on the free kick there. But I keep saying that should be time, and then literally we get a highlight every single time trying to do it. They've cleared this one though. Ooh, absolutely done our defender. That's not good. Come on. What are we doing? Close clear. Is that going to be it? No. This is so many highlights, guys. Absolutely tons of highlights here. Doyle picks that up though. Another ball forwards. Kind of rushing it a little bit, I feel like. Could have just passed that around. But oh, what a good steal from Kristovic. Kristovic through. How did he not score? Did that hit the crossbar twice? I have no idea he missed that. He was playing. It's been such a good game as well. Would have thought he would have buried that one in a plum, but never mind. Not to be. Decent game from us actually. Couple of little shady points, defensively at times when we've been playing out the back. That's been not amazing, but overall decent win, and I'll definitely take that against Tenerife. And I think it's our first game at home as well, isn't it? So that's where we're getting the celebration. So at least you guys get to see the celebration tip. But we are there holding the trophy. Good old me. I haven't clicked on me there. That sucks. Well done, Glides. Come on, boys. Well done. Let's move on to our final game of the season then. Let's try and go out in glory. Mora's on form there. We'll give him a little praise. Good defensive work. Even though there's more attacking than defence that probably should have praised him for. Schedule-wise, what is it we've got then? Elche, who are 18th. So should hopefully get another win here. Let's try and go out in a blaze of glory. I'll see you in a second. So guys, here we are for our final league game of the second division season, and just like all times, we're missing some players. Marquez has got himself injured for 6 weeks. Gunter Petskov is on international duty, and so is Miric. So luckily we're not got all to play for in his match, otherwise I'd be quite annoyed about that. But either way, got the grayed out backup goalkeeper and Andre potential for his final game, and Kristovic, because he is here for another season on loan. But if we can find a better player, like a star striker somewhere, then he's probably the one to let go. We have signed up Kristovic. He is going to be joining us end of the season on a permanent deal. He'll be our fourth choice, and I'm very happy with these two to be battling out for the second one if we can find a sort of marquee striker to come in. But we haven't got a lot of money to play for, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, this is going to be Neighbours' final game. Don't think anyone else's final game for us. Like I said, potentially Andre. Primi, I don't think we're going to be signing back up, but I'm not sure. Lurio, really not sure on him. There's a few ones I'm not really sure on, to be honest. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments about some of these guys. But yeah, and let me know where would you, like if you were managing this team, where would be your thing that you're most concentrating on? Where do you think our weakest part of the team is? Pick up where you left off, and let's go. Hornblow's come back into the side as well, I've got to mention, with obviously Primi dropping to the bench. But yeah, let me know what you think the weakest spot is. I mean, for me, Andre misses, obviously. For me, I really would like to get a marquee signing in terms of another centre-back. We didn't, unfortunately, get that guy. He turned down the 11.5k that the director of football offered. And I can't currently offer loans with it not being in the transfer window. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. I really want this guy, so I don't know if there's something we're going to be able to do. If we can try and sign a few players on like higher wages that bumps up the wage we can offer. Ooh, they're through here. Keeper savers. Banuz. Oh, Banuz, obviously. I forgot about him. I don't think we're going to be keeping Banuz. I need a better backup goalkeeper. I've been looking at one player, but he wanted a fair, decent chunk of money. So I might go back in for him. So it wasn't extraordinary, but I'm very tight. I hate spending money on like backup players. So we'll have to see. He's a young player still, obviously. Can't sign anyone other than that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But there's definitely a few areas I'm looking at. I think a nice marquee. I don't know. Mora's been decent, but if we can find like a marquee right fullback to go with Letu, I think it's going to be a really decent left fullback for us. And maybe like a marquee striker. And a centre-back. I think centre-back, possibly right-back, backup goalkeeper, marquee striker. That's annoying, guys. Seed in there. Oscar Lozano, 6th goal of the season. Bit of power play from us, not really defending that too well. We'll skip that up. Show some passion. Come on, boys. Get back into this. Not the greatest throws, but it does eventually get to the player. Hacks it clear. Defends, knocks it down for Monchu. Goes back to Mora. Can he get across? Dinks it in. There's Kristovic, but just wide, unfortunately. Couldn't apply the finish there. That is half-time. Then we'll give him a bit of a talking to. Say how disappointing. Try and win this guy back over. Nope, never mind. Right, let's get out there. Hopefully going to show something a bit better than the first half, which was pretty poor. Even though we've had chances, don't seem to have done aught with it. Slammer get creative out there. We're having shots, but just don't seem to be... Our ratio of conversions pretty poor. There's a free kick here. Ooh, back post, Garcia. Can't apply the finish. We're knocking on the door, but maybe everyone's already gone on holiday. I think that could be the problem. And obviously we haven't got our main strikers on the pitch either. I'll do another demand more. Nice not to go out on a loss, though, guys. Very nice not to be how we finish up our season. As Mora steaming through. Probably should just be cutting that one back, to be honest. Hey, just pick it up, though. He gets tackled, unfortunately. Yeah, a little bit annoyed with that. Mora definitely should have squared that. Someone in far better space to try and apply a finish. We'll go with Fidalgo. Monchu having a bit of a poor game out there. And I think we'll bring Lurio on for Mora, because it could be his final game for us. Like I say, if we can't find a marquee right back, then I might keep him around for a backup. But I definitely need to try and upgrade a few positions, because we have obviously shot up the leagues quite a lot. Hornblower, 3rd goal of the season. There we go. It's taken a corner in the 90th minute, but we have actually equalised. So we're not going out on a defeat, at least. There's something. It's a good header, actually, for him, to be honest. Keeper gets hand to it, but can't get it completely clear. And I think that'll be game, set, match. And that is our season done, guys. 1-1 is how we go out. It is disappointing, though, but we've won the league, so meh. Make of it what you will. There you go, then, guys. So, 42 games played. We won 29 games, drawn 7, lost 6. 92 goals scored, 44 against, with 48 goal difference, 94 points on the board. LG avoid relegation on final day. So, to be fair, they had something to play for, actually, so that's probably why they were more up for it than us, where we had literally nothing to play for. If we look at overall, then, we were the best for goals scored, 6th best for goals conceded. So that is something that is worrying me, and those 2 Valencia games are worrying me as well, is how do we make this tactic a little bit more defensive? Because it is very attacking, but the fact of the matter is, we've got promoted very fast. I was kind of more anticipating that we would have a second season in the 2nd division where we might be able to bring in a few extra players, like the Tony Leos and so on, settle them into the squad, and then push with pretty much a there or thereabouts 1st division sort of, well, bottom half 1st division squad, and then get to that sort of level and bring in a few more marquees that would admit of like upper 1st division stature. And that way we would have a few marquees of top level, but the base of the squad would be pretty solid 1st division. Whereas we're going to be going up with a couple of players, good 1st division players or decent, but a spine of a side, as it stands, is top level 2nd division. And that might mean that we get quite a lot of spankings. I think we realistically need to try and improve in a few areas. Now, obviously, I've got a few players and they are growing and developing, but, you know, Mora's decent, but I think he's not, like, super. And like, Allende's been pretty solid, but not incredible. I think the goalkeeper's all right. I don't know. It's a real tough one for me. I don't know. I'm going to have to spend probably a lot of time on this off-season really debating who do I want to replace and who do I want to keep. Not sure exactly how we're going to be lining up. I mean, in terms of tactics, please do drop in the comments how you think. Like, if you've played with like a similar sort of 3 at the back, wing back sort of attacking tactic, how did you make it defensive for you? I mean, one thing I'm debating is just going like counter sort of, or what they call it these days, cautious. But it does invite pressure onto you, and I don't know. I'm also debating maybe just going 1 up top with then like a DM in there, potentially. I'm not sure. I'm open to ideas, guys. I'm thinking I might maybe just make a slight defensive variant for when we come up against the Valencias, the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids. Because if we get spanked like 6-0, let's say, 3 games in a row, our morale would be shot to pieces and we'll end up getting relegated. So it's going to be a tough balancing act, but it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure. And once we get settled in the first division, we can then unleash ourselves on the division. Whoa, everyone settle down. It's not the end of the episode, actually, because I completely forgot to show you this. And that is basically, I thought I wanted to show you the rewards and awards stuff. So our overall best 11, a few players inducted into it, but we have got, well, pretty much everyone's kind of inducted it, really, if you look at it. Muric in goal, Garcia, Lende, Hornblower, Neva, Mora, Doyle, Monchu, Fidalgo, Kuntimeskov, and Marquez. Mourinho, Primi, Rai, Enosha, Kristovic, Miguel, Laredo, and Victor on the bench. So pretty much the main team from this year has become into it. End of season awards then, Tommy Doyle with 74% of the vote, with Marquez with 10, Neva with 9, but Doyle winning out overall. He had a really good season, a brilliant signing for us, and to be honest, we've obviously got him. I extended his loan for another 2 years, so he's with us next year and the year after. But yeah, he's worth £12.5 million, or 12.25 rather. Just a fantastic player. Lovely jubbly. 5 goals, 11 assists, 6 player matches, 7.50 average rating. Tommy Doyle got goal of the season as well. Marquez got signing of the season on the free. Excellent signing, obviously, for us. Young player, Tommy Doyle. Season review then. Few pundits will have been brave enough to pluck FC Andorra from mid-table obscurity in pre-season, although we did start as like, it wasn't even mid-table, I don't think it predicted us. And bigger and better things did exactly that, surprising everyone as they marched to quite remarkable league title success. Whoop, whoop. Consistently defied the odds, we sure did, boy. 98% full on the stadium, that is one thing I really don't know what's going to happen there. Club vision and all this then, what are they saying then? So play attacking, oh, they've changed it, hang on. They want to play attacking football, entertaining football, high-tempo pressing football. They've dropped the under-23s thing, which I don't like because I achieved that. Is already our rule of the save. So I am tempted to try and negotiate that. Work within wage budget. Expand stadium is part of the 5-year plan. They have plans to expand the stadium. It doesn't mention anything, so I'm assuming that's just a case of something they'll kick in at some point. But keep your eyes obviously peeled for that. Fight bravely against relegation. They said that before though, so yeah. Right, we'll see what happens. I mean, this one, I'm probably going to do it off air because I don't want to drag it out too much, but I need to have a little think about it in terms of, I mean, we already kind of play high tempo pressing. What we do and do it, we play a lot high pressing, but we're not massively high tempo. We're quite low tempo playing. Is that the same thing? I don't know. Entertaining football? Is goals entertaining? If it is, there's going to be a lot of them. Most of them probably going in our own net, but that's still entertaining in most people's eyes. Right, it's going to be a tough one. I need to think about what I'll do with that. I definitely want under 23 thing in there. Dynamics, Ravioli's up there. We've got a few decent players up in there. Team meeting then. I'll sort of decide what I'm going to do on that one. And it's squeeze and break then. So the main thing there is those guys. But yeah, super happy with this season, guys. Now we can end the episode. And I'll see you soon.